It was nice to see the guys compete, play hard. We had a great crowd. They kind of deserved that on the first day of the year, just competitive spirit, win or loss. And so I thought early, first 8 to 10 minutes, the game was really choppy. Miami was loose, had a new coach. A lot went on last week, left one of the players back home. So usually a team can be dangerous or it can really sabotage. And they added some new wrinkles to their scheme. They were trapping and running and jumping, which was uncharacteristic. They hadn't done a lot of that. And, we were a little bit flat. And so we took some tough shots, it fed into their transition, which they always do a good job attacking in transition. You have to take that away against them. So it took us 10 minutes to realize, we had to play a certain way. And I thought we had some guys come off the bench give us a great lift.
Hey, Coach. Chad Benning is the only player on the roster shooting at least 50% from the field this year. Another big game today. Can you kind of speak on his efficiency? It seems like that allows you guys to be more aggressive offensively as a whole.
Well, he's a savvy veteran, well-traveled, and he's old, he's experienced, he's been through all different kind of battles. And so he's a talented scorer. He's unselfish, but he's huge. He's big. He's really hard to guard. We see him every day in practice. And told Jaden Hastings he's had the best tutelage of any young guy in America, dealing with Chad this year, dealing with Quentin Post last year. And so Chad's is very effective, and we try to get the ball to him early, and he stabilizes our offense and he stabilizes our defense.
Coach, it seems like once you guys turned the page, once you guys started feeding Chad down low, and then when Chad came out of the game, Elijah Strong came in, they had no answer for those two guys. They even started to double them a bit. How big were those guys for you today?
Well, I mean, we try to emphasize to them that we have, a good thing with the two of those guys. Even Jaden Hastings, he's different from those two. He's more athletic, quick twitch, moving, rim threat. He dunked it a couple times a day. But Chad and Elijah, they both can really play underneath the basket. But Elijah can go inside and out. And so it's a luxury to have the two of those guys.
Coach, just defensively from the difference in the first half to the second half, even the first 8 minutes to the last, what is that? I'm terrible with math, so I'm not even trying to do it. Just what kind of switches did you have to make or adjustments did you have to make after what wasn't working in those first 8 minutes?
I mean, it was really simple. I think that I'll just put it this way. There's a certain way we have to play to have success, and we wasn't doing it the first 8 minutes, meaning, we turned it over a little bit, uncharacteristic turnovers, not forced. We took a few bad shots. So for us, we got to take care of the ball, take good shots, control tempo, let our offense help our defense. We're a defensive team. We're a gritty team. We're tough half-court defensive team. So in order to do that, you can't let the opponent get out and run all the time. So I thought once we established ourselves in the middle of the first half, it carried on into the second half, and they weren't getting easy layups in transition, and they weren't getting second chance points. And we took better shots, and we were able to hold them to, fewer points in the second half.
Speaking of shots early, Josh hits 2 threes in the last minute 17, apart in the last 3 minutes. How clutch were those for you guys? I mean, you're getting pushed there. So how clutch were those?
Well, I think the good Lord, I put them back in. I had Luka and Fred in, and we were playing in Jaden Hastings. So Chad and Josh Beater, those guys were sitting on the bench, starters. Donald Ham was sitting on the bench, but for what I felt in my spirit was, it went from 3 to 5 to 7 to 10. Why sub? And then they cut it back to 5. We kind of got a little bit fatigue, and we had some youth on the floor. And something said put Beto back in, and I'm glad we did because he knocked in 2 threes. He banked the first one, so obviously he had some help. He had some help from above on that one. But just happy for the team, happy for the program. We're a developmental group, a lot of new guys, and we're not taking anything for granted. We're not promising anything. We're in pursuit to become the best version of ourselves with the team that we have.
Coach, it seems like the team is kind of mirrored the personality. You're always engaged, coaching. Every single guy on the bench was up on their feet every time he needed to stop, he needed a big basket. How nice is that to see the team come together like that, united, and have the success they have today?
I mean, it says a lot for those guys because a lot of starters were sitting on the bench, while we were making a run. Guys who play a lot of minutes. So typically you can look at the bench and get a good idea of who the program is. And we're in pursuit of being a great program that represent Boston College. And we try to be connected. We try to be together. It ain't easy to do that, but that's what we're trying to be a program to the best of our ability. And so I saw the energy. It was a fueling station. They were up, they were clapping. Guys were, pumping their fists, so it was nice to see.
Jaden Hastings, it seems like you're trusting him more late in the game. You like what you've seen from his development overall?
Yeah, he's a big young guy, freshman. And we redshirted him on purpose. We didn't think he would play a lot behind Quentin Post. And he just got better every day. Our strength coach, Mark Proto, put 20 pounds of muscle on him. So he's bigger and he's more physical. He's getting confidence day by day. And he makes a difference because he's so athletic. He's a rim protector. He's a lob threat. So he's really talented, and we excited about his growth and his ability to continue to take the next step.
Coach, you mentioned how Luka had been on the floor there. He gave you good minutes today. Just his development and being able to get that breakout. What's that mean for him and for you?
Well, what it means is it just shows you that if you don't give in when things get hard, and you show up every day and work, have a good attitude, roll your sleeves up, and have just keep believing that you usually reap a harvest. Something good happens. It's only the guys who give up and complain and not have a good attitude and not keep working and rolling their sleeves up. But I mean, if you work, hard work works, and the hard-working farmer should get the first share of the crop. So just being able to watch him every day show up after disappointment of not playing, and then come and practice with spirit and try to compete and win. He got that on. He deserved what he got today. That wasn't me putting him in the game to try to help him develop. It was just he forced me to play him by his spirit and his attitude over the last month.
All right, we'll go to Maria on Zoom.
You guys really turned things around in the second half, but it kind of seemed like the comeback started more in like the last 8 minutes of the first. So how important was it for you guys to kind of go into halftime with that momentum instead of waiting till the second half to start that comeback?
Well, I mean, again, going into the game, I knew it's one or two things. Hey, they've been through a lot. The opponent is a different opponent. They've been through a lot. Got a great program, legendary coach. Now we got to enter them. They're either going to be really loose and free, and they're going to be attacking, or they're going to be down. And I thought early they were very loose and aggressive. The best part about getting down, you never want to get down. But the best part about getting down is if it happened in the first 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, you got 33 minutes left. So if you can win a couple segments, we got down 19, and then we got it to 15, and I said, hey, that's four or five possessions. Like, it's 33 minutes. If we can win a couple possessions and get it down to 3 possessions before we get to half, then we have a good chance to come out and win the first 4 minutes of the second half. So we didn't get it down to 3 possessions at half. We got it to 4. We were down 12 points, and that's not a lot with 20 minutes. So the guys never flinched. They believed in what our plan was. We actually started to execute the plan better in the second half or the end of the first half, and, just thankful that we were able to find a way to win it.
And your guys' three-point defense was a lot better today. You kept them to 20%, which is better than you guys have allowed to past opponents and kind of let them back into the game. So what do you think your team did effectively today in comparison to the last few games?
Well, as a staff, we discussed it. We knew in the first 7 games we were 6-1. We were giving up 5 threes a game. And then in the last, 5 or 6 games, I think we were giving up 9 or 10 threes. So it's something that we wanted to emphasize in some of our schemes, our ball screen coverages, to force them to take tough shots. So we just talked about it a lot, and we changed a few schematic things, and it worked.